Good afternoon and welcome to the briefing from the Board of Directors of Gemfremy Group featuring our heads of marketing and technical development departments, which was hosted on Monday, November 9th of 2020. My name is Oleg Lipovetsky and I will be translating on behalf of all the speakers today. Valery Ostrikov speaking. Good afternoon, dear colleagues and friends, and today we have a conference during which we will be answering your specific questions that you've submitted previously, and we've been receiving your questions over the course of the month and will now answer them. Our marketing team also prepared a rather extensive presentation depicting our upcoming plans and strategies as well, so let's begin by answering some of the questions that the Board of Directors has received. A question regarding launching our market space in the United States. It was previously stated that the launch is planned prior to the end of October. It is now November, and what is the update? Please have developers discuss the matter on their blog as well. As planned, it has already been launched in that region, and we've had a conference for merchants and sellers on starting to sell their products and launching test markets. We will also have a devoted set of teams setting on how to grow the user base in that particular region, and everyone from that region wishing to participate can join. A couple of conferences ago, it was announced about the launch of our market space in the United States and Canada. I would like to inform my friends who live there, so please provide a link to the English version. Please find the link to the support chat depicted on the slide. It's called Testing Market Space in USA and Canada, and submit a request as well as all of your questions will be addressed accordingly. Please specify whether there are any sales of products through market space already. At this time, all current sales are processed not through our payment gateways, while in the United States and Canada, all payments are now being processed through our local operator. If you have any specific questions on how the process is working, feel free to contact our support service. In other news, one's life situation depends on the choice of one's surroundings. There is a lot of excessive and irrelevant information that is circulating nowadays, and yet any change is a step towards improvement and a step towards closest to success. We are operating in the very heart of the most popular and in-demand market sector today, and our continuous growth and improvement only continues to prove it day by day. And those who are with us will succeed with us. Buying shares of any company that is striving to achieve results, you manage to hedge your risk by setting a new monetary standard for yourself. A new valuation of our application, including the market space portion, is being underwritten to further depict that the shares that you own have real value to them, and it is continually growing. Moreover, the world is experiencing changes that will most likely affect everyone. To make the right choice, one needs to start by being surrounded by the right people, with motivation to succeed and prosper. Moreover, the world is rapidly evolving today, and each individual needs to make the right choices in order to stay on pace with all of the latest developments. And given today's turbulent economic conditions, it is crucial to not just have money, but also to co-own or own a business and be in the right group of people who motivate you to keep on striving ahead. Platforms are taking over the world, and our platform will be no different. Ecosystems are the technology that is in a very high demand today and continues to drive our society to the future. Ecosystems are used daily by billions of people, and our platform will be no different. The question is, will you be a part of it? And on this note, I would like to thank you for your time, as these were all the notions that I wanted to cover today, and I am now passing the word to Vague Zakharyan, the head of Gemfremy development team. Vague Zakharyan speaking. Good afternoon, dear colleagues. My name is Vague Zakharyan, and I am the head of development of Gemfremy Messenger, and we'll discuss its notions today, as well as our future plans and what has already been accomplished over the course of the past few weeks and the upcoming releases. And at the end, we will also answer the questions that we've received recently. Firstly, I would like to go over the news and particular aspects that I will cover in much detail today. Everything continues on pace, and the main news as of now are: we launched video conferences 2 weeks ago, which was a crucial functionality for both work and online education, and we will be continuously improving it thereafter. 3 new releases will be introduced prior to the end of this year, and the next upcoming release on November 18th will feature such notions as improvements to the transferring of files functionality, privacy settings, simple mechanism of inviting to chats and channels, and correction of errors and improvements to existing functionality. Video conferences is a function that is useful for daily communication, and any participant of a chat can turn their microphone or video and start the active call. However, if we are considering for the function to be used for work and educational purposes, we need to approach the notion slightly different. The main differences will be that only the chat administrator can start a call and everyone can participate in it, but only after the admin confirms a user's participation. We will also be adding the raised hand functionality in order to obtain the permission to speak from an administrator. So, here's how it looks like, and all chat administrators can choose the type of a call to start with a simple press of a button. Apart from new functionality, we also continue improving existing functionalities. We are improving the forwarding message functionality, and now users are able to forward messages to several chats at once, not just one individual one. File sharing will also be added shortly. And privacy settings are also crucial nowadays, and we've been working closely on this notion in the current release. We are actively monitoring privacy-related functionalities on the market, and we've added a separate page of privacy settings in which each user can set his privacy preferences. Moreover, a simplified mechanism of invitations also features adding own contacts from the book of contacts, people with whom you already have a conversation with, and every user of Gem4Me who allows you to do so in their privacy settings. Furthermore, each platform also received its individual features, such as the Android version received navigation via swiping, the iOS version received mentions in chats and in notifications, and the web version received improvements to functionality of adding messages, aka to a pinned message, to answer, and etc. And since we continue working hard, prior to the end of the year, the following notions will be added as well. First and foremost, animated stickers, counting and depiction of views for posts in channels, reactions to messages, functionality of inviting users directly to a call, categories of channels, and search in the list of participants of a public channel, and much more. Let's now answer the questions that we've received from you. Why am I not able to add a participant to a conversation like it is possible in WhatsApp? It is much more convenient when you can add whomever you need right during a conversation. As of now, in order to speak to a group of people, I need to create a group chat in advance. As mentioned before, we will be working on improving this functionality starting with the calls. This is not the first time, and it will be released soon enough, as we are currently drawing down the technical options for introducing this functionality shortly. On various iPhone models, there are issues with sound. When you turn on loudspeaker during a call, the sound is very low. We have to use headphones to hear better. As of now, we have our park of 50 devices which we conduct testing of the application on continuously, yet we have not been able to locate this particular error just yet. We will study the issue in more depth and will create a solution once able. As we understand, not every iPhone user has this issue, yet we appreciate your feedback and will continue addressing it until it's fixed. Gem4Me has a very strong noise reduction and low microphone sensitivity, which is why we have to speak very loud to be heard. I can speak 6 feet away from my computer in Skype and I will be heard. Please fix the issue. We have received similar feedback before and are currently investigating the exact issue of noise reduction in the application, and it is a very particular item to address. It is specific and must be addressed in a way that will not pick up any extreme noises and discrepancies from various users in the call. We are trying to find the perfect median of noise reduction, although it is not a complicated task and will be addressed shortly. Messenger responds to read messages for too long. Messages are marked as read on the general list of chats about 5 seconds after, even though Wi-Fi is used, and messages are loaded not simultaneously with push notifications. When you open a push notification, you have to wait for the message to load, even though Wi-Fi is used. The issue may not be in connection, but also how your particular internet provider works with external resources. Depending on where the servers are located, the loading time changes. Many applications face this issue, and the only way to approach its solution is using optimized user interface, meaning that a user receives an instant reaction from his or her action while the servers receive synchronized information later. That is also how our application will conduct this item, and it will be addressed in our December release as well. When we use video conferences, we also send comments and messages. My comments are not depicted in correct requests with others, and it gets pushed up. It is inconvenient and can be changed and adjusted to how it is in other messengers currently. The issue currently occurs only on the iOS platform, as all the other platforms have different message sending mechanism at this time. It will receive a resolution to this matter in its December release. And this slide depicts our mobile application when all new messages are automatically uploaded in the chat. Older messages get pushed up in order of the conversation to continue flowing. We will add a function to turn off automated scrolling when new messages are received as well. Will we have different ringtones? We have more and more events and conversations in our messenger. Will we have to do a do not disturb sign, as calls that come in during meetings cause issues and inconveniences? As mentioned before, the notion can be addressed on individual basis by a user setting his or her own privacy settings, which is always improved and receives new capabilities as well. Yes, we did consider having various ringtones, although at this time we do have more important technological tasks to address first. Will we have a voice translator? It would be a great advantage. Several months ago, we launched the translation functionality through our chat bot. It is frequently used according to our internal statistics, and we plan to add the type of capability of translating messages directly in a particular chat. It will simplify translation functionality, and we will consider further improving it thereafter, although not at this time. On the main page of MarketSpace, the top rows of pictures have their buttons cut off. Why is it so? It is the face of the platform. It must be making a positive impression of potential investors, and this does not make a good impression, and mistrust towards MarketSpace emerges, and it is viewed as incomplete, and even content is not developed decently. We passed your feedback to both our design teams and MarketSpace team of developers. When it comes to picture of products, they depend on the particular merchants directly, as they upload their pictures and descriptions, although we will address this issue from our side as well. I have not had any notifications on the phone's main screen for more than a month. I don't see when I receive a message and cannot read it in time. I receive notifications from other applications except from Gem4Me. It is very inconvenient, and I have a Samsung Galaxy S10. It is frequent with these cases that we check our service sides and whether it has sent a notification to the particular device, after which we check the particular device analytics of whether the notification was confirmed. In most cases, everything works, and it is simply caused by user settings having turned off notifications for our application. We will create a separate instruction for users to verify the origin in their settings. And on this note, I would like to thank you for your feedback, your questions, and time as we continue working hard to bring our application to perfection. Thank you, and I am now passing the word to the head of our marketing team, and she will discuss what results we are expecting in the nearest time. Ms. Gohar speaking. Good afternoon, and let's continue our conference today as I will discuss our latest marketing strategies and news, as well as what we've achieved over the course of last month. Our application is an ultra-modern product in the modern world of communication, as we take what the market sector already offers and further sophisticate and improve it for popular demand. Firstly, we are continuing to work on our reputation online, as it is an essential notion currently. All of our newest technological notions are targeted towards active content creation and for content makers to see the full capabilities of our product. This month, we've had 335 of relevant organic downloads with mentions of Gem4Me brand, which were found in October of 2020 based on the key requests. And relevant publications are those that do not contain any advertising or any open invitations to purchase shares of Gem4Me or even download the messenger and so on. Yet they do contain personal opinions from the authors. And during the analysis, messages published in official groups of the brand were not counted on Facebook and VK, as well as Twitter and on the brand's YouTube channel. The user activity in these communities has grown by almost 3 times, however, and location filters were not set, and only a language-based filter was applied, which is Russian. Moreover, we continue monitoring all the mentions of our brand online and their origins. In general, mentions are stable over the course of 4 months, and the main cause is the launch of a new Gym for Me promotional video on the brand's YouTube channel. As last month, we've had about 80% of mentions published by investors, project ambassadors, and consultants, and 20% of mentions of the brand published by uninterested users. The overall general tone of mentions is positive, and this amount depicts the total amount of mentions including our own as well and other users. Furthermore, there is still negative tone present out there while the amount of neutral tone is increasing, and we are hoping to continue growing neutral and positive mentions of our applications in the coming months. The sources of mentions. As YouTube is growing, Instagram received a slight increase, although the standard social medias Facebook and VK continue to be our two main platforms with most mentions. And the age of authors is also rather spread out, while are continuously working on growing the presence of younger generations and being more involved with them. Additionally, the gender breakdown depicts that we have slightly more female participants active, while we are striving to level out this criteria as well. Overall, the dynamic of our search results over the course of last month is depicted here on this slide, while Yandex is doing slightly better as we have more of our own platforms there, especially given Yandex Zen. The amount of negative sources has decreased, as well as the amount of our own publications has also grown. A few more details regarding the results of Yandex searches. As you can see, our own resources are quite prevalent, with only one mixed. On the other hand, Google search results are slightly worse, and we continue working to push out the negative articles, and in the nearest time we should see more neutral and mixed results out there. And yet, compared to February of this year, having 70% of negative results on Google, we've been able to increase it to around 40% currently. We do understand what links are most negative and are addressing them accordingly as well. Additionally, our Yandex Zen channel is growing rapidly, and the organic traffic has been steadily increasing. Currently, it has more than 200 articles on it, including investor reviews, biographies of IT celebrities, and biographies of venture celebrities, as well as certain educational materials too. And as a result, our annual growth analysis of Yandex Zen depicts up to 25,000 visitors and more than 1,800 subscribers. Over the course of 11 months, the channel published 222 materials that received more than 1.2 million views, and every person who read the materials saw and recognized the Gem for Me logo. And now, when our channel is famous enough, we are planning to advertise campaigns directed towards growing Gem for Me user bases. In other news, I've wanted to speak about our team. I am the CMO, and Yekaterina Viryanova is now the head of user acquisition department, and we are also having our brand new manager that replaced me. She is someone who maintains daily operations and continuous promotion. We've also increased our user acquisition team, and now we have new members of the team who are very experienced in North American and Middle Eastern countries. As a whole, our team is growing and increasing, which is also a great sign. Moreover, in the big picture, we have two different sets of plans, and our local plans currently include 6 articles to be published on various media platforms, as well as video from developers regularly, 3 videos describing messenger functionality and market space, animated sticker packages as new general sticker package of emotions and following sticker packages will be introduced, as well as collaboration with Russian influencers and promotion via marketing instruments to optimize search results. While our global plans include working with PR agencies in Europe, India, and Japan, articles in European medias and on Indian online resources, launching influencers, development of market space further, working with international partners, and doubling the increase in paid traffic in the following months. And lastly, let's answer some of your recent questions as well. Please specify with what efforts and methods do you see reaching 50 million of users, and how soon can it be attained? Will it be via advertisements or without it? If yes, where is it planned? Yes, we do continue to strive towards the 50 million of users mark. In our iOS district goal, it will be most definitely attained through advertising. We've already have 12 million of downloads, and many of which were organic, while continuous growth will truly require financial and promotional resources. We will have an advertising in various networks with bloggers, and at this time we are determining which region of the world to target first with most efficiency. Once MarketSpace is fully developed, we will also focus on its worldwide promotion. Why is such a serious company as Gem4Me with its fund and world class unable to sue those who spread negative information and not stand up for its name? It would prevent many questions, and there are plenty of situations when companies sue over their public image perception. Negative articles are very popular nowadays and are published for hire to hurt companies by their competitors. Suing such notions will only address even more light on these articles and more attention, and it is much smarter and beneficial for us to ignore these items despite them being very obnoxious and frustrating. We prefer to focus our time and attention on further developing and improving our project. And when major medias do something of such nature, suing is a viable option, while these minor for-hire articles with bloggers are simply not worth the time while we are focusing on our application and its future. And on this note, I would like to thank you for your time, as these are all the notions that I wanted to cover with you today. I am now passing the word to Alexander Kachanovsky, the member of the Board of Directors. Alexander Kachanovsky speaking. Good afternoon, dear colleagues and friends, and let's now continue our conference with the traditional news and also answer some of the questions for the Board of Directors that we've received. Please specify the calculation of the amount of shares and the turnover per month for all the investors. The more shares we sell per month, the higher the turnover becomes, but we see a different picture. On July 2020, there were 134,000 shares sold and the turnover totaled €1,412,000. August 2020, 130,000 shares and turnover of €1,620,000. September 2020, 132,000 shares with a turnover of €1,608,000, and October 2020 with 97,000 shares and a turnover of €2,420,000. The total shares sold less and the turnover is higher. Why is so? If you were to review and take into account the changes in the referral program, you would see how starting from July through October, we've been having a slight decrease of complimentary shares each month, and now complimentary shares are completely gone. In November, even less shares will be sold as the prices of packages are increasing, hence the changes that you see. Question for the support service. In shareholder account, verification and certificates are disappearing if passports are expired or have changed. Why is there no instruction from the company and what should be done in such situation? Yes, please contact our support service in regards to your verification related questions. And for the purpose of compliance to the conditions and requirements of the registrar, we would like to inform you of potential incoming requests to certain partners to update your documents in order to maintain the most recent and accurate data in the registry of shareholders. After such a request to update one's documents is received, the partner's shareholder account will also depict an appropriate notification, and we do have instruction published on our website on what to do if you were to receive such a request. We are greatly excited to hear that regional sale of the project is possible. When will it begin, given that the budget for a massive advertising campaign is lower? The time frame for promotion may be slower, or with a solid valuation of the project may even be sold without the 50 million of users. The 50 million of users is an estimate mark. It is not the exact one we are aiming for. Once the advertising campaigns and organic downloads pick up the rate, we will be considering the notion in further depth. Our core efforts are focused on developing market space in various regions of the world, which will serve as a major driving force for the development of our application. Yes, we do consider selling the project by zones as well as depending on circumstances. As part of our traditional news, we currently have 12,551,000 of current users of our application, and we continue applying numerous efforts to drive the amount of new organic downloads up. As part of our generous referral program, each week we summarize the results of the earnings and work conducted and the weekly earnings of those active partners. As you can see, the geography of those partners is widespread, and over the course of last week, we had 36 partners from 9 countries with more than €1,000, 21 partners from 6 countries with earnings of more than €2,000, 5 partners from 4 countries with more than €5,000, and 3 partners from 2 countries with earnings of more than €10,000 in a matter of 1 week. And our top earning partner of last week earned €14,600. These are the profitability rates of our project for those partners who wish to earn not just when the project is finished and is sold, but also while it is being developed. Let's make these amounts more frequent over the course of this fall, and we are confident that this is the time when big amounts can be earned. As a reminder, our schedule of conferences for the following few weeks is depicted on this slide, and be sure to submit any questions you may have in order for the board of directors, developers, and marketers to prepare diligent answers. And a few words about our public channels. As you may know, we've been focusing on their development and promotion, as well as their quality. And we are grateful to Oksana Saluk from Toronto, Canada, who initiated a tutorial of her own on public channels and how to work them efficiently. Любовь Melnikova. I was interested by the idea of developing a public channel. I understood that it is very prospering and a great future is beyond it. I truly understand that this movement will help us promote the application and will lead to many organic downloads. Making the first step was not successful at first, but I did not give up and knew that I would be able to do it. It was truly useful to listen to Oksana's tutorials. As I understood how it is done, I wrote down a text and fully grasped the concept. I now know what to target and how to work with it appropriately. I also became interested during the process, and we even have a movement. I will also launch 2 more public channels for my friends. They became interested and they are excited to introduce new people to the topic of public channels in our Gym for Me. I know for a fact that we are on the right path, and those who doubted, try it for yourself. Moreover, more new public channels continue to emerge discussing various topics. Submerge yourself in what interests you, and if there isn't a public channel of your liking yet, you can always create your own. And let's now continue our conference by discussing the latest promotions that are in effect at this time, while some promotions are coming to an end after 4 months of being available. Firstly, the remaining amount of shares is depicted on the slide as they are rapidly decreasing. The cryptocurrency cashback promotion is still available for your use. The Maximized Advantages promotion for your advantage is still available and can be used while the amount of complimentary shares will be decreasing continuously, and it currently contains 62 complimentary shares until December 31st, with potential end thereafter. Don't forget of our CCA 10 Powerful Surrounding promotion, which is also still available, although the board of directors can end it at any time based on the remaining amount of shares. It is very profound and is still available, although it will be receiving a smaller amount of shares continuing throughout November and December. Moreover, the prices of shares are also growing, as well as complimentary shares will now be no more. So be sure to familiarize yourself with the stable in order to stay informed of the latest changes and updates. While the Big Profits promotion, during which each purchase yields 2.5% more shares for buyers and sponsors than assumed by the marketing plan, is valid until November 10th, and this is the last week for this promotion as well. Additionally, this table depicts the newly introduced system until November 9th, as well as all of the promotions are also depicted here to show what they include and the gifts associated with them, if any. So be sure to look at this table to have your point of reference, while the Super, Mega, and Giga packages are also receiving a decrease of complimentary shares, which is also depicted on this table. This is the last week for complimentary shares for all the promotions depicted on this table. After that, there will be no more. And lastly, the new Make Your Career by the End of the Year promotion that will last until the end of this year to further advance you on the career ladder. Please note, the green color depicts the amount of shares that investors received before for closing new career qualifications for all the steps, while the yellow depicts the new and changed amounts through this marvelous promotion. As you can see, previously you would receive an additional 810 shares for closing all the career steps, and now that number is much higher to further motivate your hard work. So be sure to take this extremely rare chance and boost your career. At the same time, the value of our project is increasing and the amount of shares is rapidly decreasing. In these conditions, all venture projects increase the prices of their shares, including ours. Since there are no more complimentary shares, the prices of packages themselves will be increasing by 1% each week, and each month they will increase by 4 to 5%, yet the numbers depicted here are not precise and may fluctuate. The Super, Mega, and Giga VIP packages will remain the same in terms of costs. And on this note, I would like to thank you for your time. We wish you major profits and team growth over the coming weeks, and until we meet next time.